I feel a bit tired because I've done a back workout in the park. I did some pull ups and my back is super, super sore. I was thinking yesterday that I need to be a bit less of a clown in these videos. So, what I'm trying to do is actually express how I feel and exactly what I feel like to project it out there if I feel bad or if I feel tired or if I feel knackered. I just express that instead of masking it with a thin veneer of positivity. I have some milk coffee, and I think it's a great idea to be a bit more honest about my emotional states and express them, because whenever I express how I feel and I let my emotions talk instead of my small little brain, I usually get a bit more energy out of it and I get benefits from the fact that I've expressed those emotions instead of just pushing them aside while filming videos. And it builds a bit of resentment if I don't, because now I am constructing this persona, and if I don't act as if I am that person on video, it feels bad. But at the same time, if I think about making a video, I think about being that person instead of just being myself. I know it sounds weird, but it's definitely noticeable, especially if you make 4 videos a day or more. So it's a dilemma. Do you change yourself and become this person who can really emote only emotions that are desirable, or do you express yourself in a more boring way, but a way that is more honest? I've always had this dilemma because I don't like to, even in real life, I don't like to tell people if I'm angry or if they upset me, just because I've noticed that unconsciously they take a note that's what bothers me. And if we are having an argument, they sometimes, well, most of the times, if we are having an argument, they just bring it up or do the same thing. So they anger me in revenge. And if you don't point out, look, and you don't make a big deal about what bothered you, they don't have the tools to bother you again. It is very rare that people specifically do the thing that bothers you. Well, depending on what it is. If you get bothered by people just being people, then that's bad. But if you have certain particular pet peeves that people sometimes do that bother you a lot or whatever, and usually if I do it this way and don't even point it out, but I get a bit upset and angry and I don't externalize it, I don't even remember them. But it's not, for video is not okay because I don't know, for relationships. Well, for relationships, it's just builds. I know exactly what's the bad part. It builds this idea that you don't get upset, which is so bad. I have to tell people, like, look, I have feelings too. So try to be a bit conscious of that, even though I don't get upset as much, or I don't show it, or I don't, I have feelings as well. It builds this very, it it kind of makes people think, not consider your emotions. If you don't express them, especially negative emotions, if you don't express whenever you are angry or you are upset or you are pissed or whatever at them, they don't consider them. The opposite side is whenever you are super expressive with your bad emotions, people are tiptoeing around you like, I don't want to upset this person. I don't want to upset this person. I don't want to make them angry. I don't want to trigger them, their emotions, because people are like that. They manage other people's emotions. And yeah, I don't know. It just feels super bad whenever you're making videos to try to be this different person than what you are. And let's be honest, 99% of people who make videos do that. They are not the same person as they are in real life, just because they've built this persona. And this is a very well known phenomenon in psychology. It's building a different identity around a particular either group or activity. You become a different person. It is not unhealthy. It can be unhealthy, but it's not unhealthy. It is only bad if you don't like it. If you don't, if you are deviating too much from your personality, if it creates conflicts, if it creates a rupture in your personality and conflicts in your brain, in your personality as well. But in subtle ways, it's a very effective way to change by mimicking the kind of person that you need to be, and by, let's say, faking it, you end up that person. That's why it's an effective tool, and I don't think we should throw it aside just yet. But when it comes to making videos, I don't think I should be that fixated on it, especially on this video. These videos, these ones are just for me. They are videos that I can watch in 10 years or 20 years and be like, oh, what a fun time I had then, or what a bad time, or how stupid I was. I don't know. Life will change, hopefully, for the better in the next 10 to 20 years. And I will have this wonderful sliver of what was happening during these days. Like the fact that it's a bit of a mess, the fact that I cannot wait to go outside because it's sunny, and that I feel pain in my back because of the pull ups, and the struggle of making courses. I cannot, you cannot really see, it's a weird thing, but you can imagine the consequences of your actions, but you cannot know for sure. Last night, I was getting a bit of a, before I went to sleep, I was getting a bit panicked by some thinking that I had. Now they are super funny. Right before you sleep, you tend to have these almost sleeping, almost awake dreams. And I was kind of dreaming of being a time traveler. And I was remembering a point in my life so vividly. And I was like, would I switch? Would I switch? It was about 6 or 7 years ago. And I was like, would I go back? Would I change what I have right now and gamble it? And because if you change one single thing, your life becomes so much more different, because so much of life is just chance. It's just being at a certain place at a certain time. Like, would I change it? I was like, and that one thing, like, let's say you meet someone randomly, yeah, you met this person by chance. Just so happens you are in the same, I don't know, bar, or in the same grocery store, and something happens and you meet with this one person. This is what actually happened to me. I met someone in a bar, and I didn't exchange numbers with them. And then I met them on the subway again. And that whole relationship just really changed my life in a certain way, for the better, for the worse, it doesn't matter. But all of these events that happened afterwards were because of that person. So if I if I change something, one small little detail, and that night I didn't meet that person by accident, I didn't talk to the person, then everything would change. The last 2 years, 2.5 years would change. And it's the same with so many other things. That one message you sent this person, and if you changed one word or two words, and then your life completely changes because that person will not be with you. And yeah, I was torn by this dilemma of time traveling. Would I go back 6 or 7 years ago and risk not having what I have right now because I would change things around? And it put things into perspective. It put things into the fact that I do have nice things and I do have a good life, because it's worth not going back into the past and changing it just by accident. Because we tend to want to go back in time just whenever we don't feel good or we don't feel satisfied with our life. So I guess I'm satisfied with my life right now. Yet another day where I haven't achieved almost nothing. I am disappointed in myself. I am truly pissed. And yeah, it's hard to be happy with yourself when all of the things you said you're going to do, you end up not doing. And it's not a happy feeling, it's not a happy video. I'm just struggling to do the things that I want to do. I was hoping that today, being Monday, I would start working on the things that I wanted to work on, and I didn't. So it is kind of bad. I'm blaming it on the fact that it is very hot and it kind of kills my mood to work, to be able to produce. But I've been also very unmotivated, even though I hate that word. That's how I feel. And yeah, for the rest of the night, I'm going to sit in bed, edit videos, post, and that's all. Maybe tomorrow I will be able to do some real work instead of wasting my time with YouTube videos. And that's all. I don't want to depress you too much with my unproductive week. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.